Greetings, actives, and welcome to the December Founders Call. I had to think what month we were in, even though I've got this brightly colored background. Welcome. David Brown and I like to do this each month. If you're new, we do this on the 15th of every month. We like to talk about the highlights from the previous month, talk a little bit about what's coming around the corner. And today, I think this is an extra special Founders Zoom, not Founders Call, because we're closing out 2024. This is not only the end of a month, David, but we are ending what's been a great year with lots of incredible experiences that we've all had. And we're getting ready to kick off another year that we are really excited about. So we're going to talk a little bit about that also. So guys, buckle up, send messages to other members of your team who aren't on this so they can connect with us and hear a little bit about what we're excited about, some of the highlights from November, and what we're excited about moving into this new year. So David, um, welcome. Hope you're having a great Christmas season. I hope you're ready for Christmas, just a couple of weeks out. And I don't know, I'm not ready, but I hope you're ready.
Well, so far so good. I'm at a different stage of life, so I don't have as many little kids to shop for as you do. But we're doing fine. And hello everybody, holiday greetings. I hope you're all getting ready for Christmas and the happy holiday season as well. Ryan and I were just talking before this call, as in regards to things that happened in November and that we could relate. We talked about our I think it was our largest event ever in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And yet it seems like so much has happened and we are always so busy that it's hard to believe it was only just a couple or a few weeks back, but it was a wonderful event. And we had a lot of great people there. We launched a new product, Nitrox Pro, a nitric oxide product that is like all of our other products, is very unusual. It it's one of those things that people might say, well, I've heard of nitric oxide. I've got a product that does this, and I've heard of a product that does that. I take my beats every day. It's like, yeah, well, you haven't had Nitrox Pro because whatever you're doing, I guarantee you, it's not as good as our product. And that might seem like kind of a lofty claim to make, but I believe it. I mean, the science proves it out. And it's kind of interesting that sometimes nitric oxide is referred to as the miracle molecule or the wonder molecule. But I can tell you that I think that description or form thereof kind of applies to ACTIVZ. I want to call us the Wonder Company or the Miracle Company because we've seen a lot of really cool miracles happen, not only in the growth of the company, but also in the lives of so many people that are affiliated with us. I'm going to put a plug in for you, Ryan. Last month, you were a cover model on the direct selling news. And I happen to be your sidekick, but we both made it as part of the cover story for the direct selling news, the
Wow.
industry's leading publication um, in regarding direct sales. And we were featured because of our, well, they said fifth year, but as you and I know, it's every year we've had at least double-digit growth. And we were one of 12 companies that they mentioned. I mean, think about all the companies that are out there, and only just a small handful are growing and growing at a double-digit growth rate. And that is a testament to a lot of things. I think it's a testament to the strength of our products. It's a testament to the strength of our business opportunity and our comp plan. But more than anything else, it says a lot about who's associated with ACTIVZ and the fact that there's many thousands of people, tens of thousands of people who have a burning desire to make a difference and change their lives. And so those are pretty exciting things that have happened in the past month since we last talked about. How about you? What's been on your mind?
Yeah. Well, that's news to me. I knew that that was going to come out, but I didn't know that we made the cover. That's exciting. I'm gonna have to look that up. Uh, Yeah, the highlight for me, David, was really our anniversary event. And if you haven't had a chance to attend, you're always welcome. Everybody's welcome. We speak a lot of Spanish down there, mostly Spanish in Mexico. But you're all welcome to come. But it was a historic event for us, and it was. I would love to say it's going to be the smallest event that we ever have because this next year, going into 2025, yeah, it seems like so far off into the future, and yet it's just 2 weeks away. Um, we're going to be having three, and we're going to stop calling them national events. We're going to call them international events because so many people go there from the U.S., from Peru, from all these other countries that we're operating in, and they really are meant for everybody. But we're going to be holding three of those a year, getting as many people to kind of feel the energy and the excitement and listen to the success stories of people who are having success, not 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 8 years ago, but people that are having success right now in actives will be featured on stage. And so I'm really excited about that. But, going back to our last event, like you said, David, it feels like it was an eternity ago. I can't believe it was just last month. And for any of you watching, you might feel the same way. I can't believe how that it was only a month ago. But probably some of my highlights were, the night before we did something that we've never done before. We had a mixer, and some of you are aware of Day of the Dead, which is a celebration that takes place November 1st and 2nd in Mexico, mostly Mexico. Some other Latin American countries celebrate it, but we had it was everybody was dressed sort of in the Day of the Dead theme, and it was remarkable. I mean, the ingenuity and the creativity of some of our distributors was incredible. I'd encourage you all to go to Facebook. If you scroll down on the feed, you'll find pictures that were posted back around the time of that anniversary tour. But it was just really incredible. And then the event, the big event on Saturday was sensational. We had a New York best-selling author speak as one of our keynote speakers, Camilo Cruz, Dr. Camilo Cruz, out of Miami, Florida. And he did a great training on leadership, right? And leadership was really the focus of the event. Um, uh, Growing an active business is like any business. You have to really kind of stop um, waiting for others to show up and build your business for you. Success in this industry, like any industry, requires you to be a protagonist in your own story, right? You're the main character in your own story. So he talked a lot about that. How do you stop being a character in someone else's story and become the character in your own story? And it was really poignant to listen to him talk about that and to train all of our people on that. David, this year, 2024, the theme of all of our events was Enciende tu visión, which is, what is that in English? That is
Ignite your vision.
ignite your vision. Yeah, okay.
My Spanish is getting very good, don't you
Yeah,
think?
well, I was going to say, John, fire up your vision. Ignite your vision. That's the word. Ignite your vision. And that really, we closed out the year, right, with that theme. November was the last event that we will have that as our theme. It's been a great theme for 2024, and why that's such a critical point. And I think I'll kind of end this year with this founders call with my thoughts on that vision is nothing else happens if you don't have a vision for yourself and a vision for your family, a vision for your future. There's nothing. The how and the what don't matter what at all. And like so many people have said famously that if your why is strong enough, the how doesn't matter. And so that was our focus. It's igniting your own vision. And a lot of people, David, I know they like you've gone out to Texas quite a few times in the last few months to do opportunity presentations. I've done, my share of opportunity presentations, and a lot of times people want to hear what's the vision of the company, right? They're like, don't focus on the nuts and bolts. Just what's the vision? What's the vision? They love to hear about the vision of actives, and I can tell you that the vision, my vision personally, has kind of evolved, right? From when we were in pre-launch back in 2017 to when we launched end of 2017 and then 2018. I can remember talking about, you know, the vision. What I thought what certainly was the vision, is my vision at the time, was rewriting a new history, a new story for network marketing, and launching our multinational company for the first time ever in Mexico, and making Mexico really the star of the show. No network marketing company has ever done that in the history of this industry. No multinational company has done that, and bringing to the market the most cutting edge epigenetic technology that exists, with the most renowned scientists in biochemistry and award-winning scientists. Nobody has done that, right? And that was the stake in the sand that we really placed, and doing it through a distribution strategy that we call omni-channel, right? This ain't your grandma's network marketing company anymore. And so that vision, and then eventually taking that message to the world is kind of, with what I was beating like a drum over and over again in those early years. But thinking about now, thinking about 2024, even 2023 and back to 2022, our vision, it really expanded, David, and it's kind of evolved to encompass a lot of other markets, a lot of other technologies, still being true to epigenetics, but really having a much larger tent, as it were, sort of a big tent strategy. And we've adopted a lot of incredible scientists and medical doctors who weren't with us in the beginning, doctors who, have performed more than 15,000 surgeries together, renowned brain surgeons, Dr. Joe Maroon, Jeff Bose, and they've become instrumental in who we are as a company, and especially their willingness to go with us, right, and to meet our distributors and spend time with them, talk about cutting edge science as it relates to butyric acid, cutting edge science as it relates to glutathione, right? And the role it plays in the brain, and the impact that NRF2 activation has on that. I mean, if you think about this last year, David, 2024, for me it was eye-opening, because I heard things that I haven't ever heard before. And I heard it from these new members of our family, of our ACTIVZ family, new doctors and new scientists. So, you know, uh, why I'm sharing all this is because the vision that each one of you should have for yourself should be an evolving vision. My vision today is different than it was back then. David, I'm sure your vision for today, for ACTIVZ today, is different than it was when you and I came together. You and I officially joined forces in April of 2017. Um, and I think that we've both grown. The company has grown, it's evolved. And our vision really is, it's this next year, going to 2026, the supplement and wellness industry, it's one of the fastest growing categories in the world. It's one of the fastest growing industries out there. More and more people are looking for alternative ways of health and wellness, and alternatives to allopathic medicine, alternatives to synthetic medicine. More and more science is being published on the efficacy of what we're doing, on epigenetic science. And it's just so exciting. It's exciting to think about what piece of that pie are we carving out? What piece of this ever expanding category are we going to have of our own? And we don't need very much. We just need a piece of it. And all those distributors who are championing ACTIVZ and are at the forefront of this, they're going to carve out their own piece of that pie, and they're going to have their own piece of equity in this ever expanding category. So, it reminds me that here at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. This is where I'd want to be. This is where I want to be. We really are in the right place at the right time. And as far as relevance, how relevant is our message on epigenetics, starting with NRF2 activation and everything that's going to be coming out in terms of publications and articles? We're in the right place at the right time to really make a difference, economically, in the lives of tens of thousands of people and in the wellness of millions of people. So this is exciting. My vision has evolved. So I guess, kind of closing out this year and throwing back to our event of 2024, that's what we talked about. We talked about igniting your vision and closing this year with a real sharp vision for what you want to accomplish. David, you've heard me say, I think over the years, that anybody can start the year off, regardless of where you are um, in your business with ACTIVZ, and you could realistically set a goal to hit Legacy A12 by the end of the year and do that. And so if you're brand new to ACTIVZ, or if you're an A11, right, with $75,000 a month in volume, you could hit 100,000 a month in volume. It is very achievable. Why I bring that up is I would like to expand everyone to expand your vision a little bit for yourselves. The average A12, the average income for an A12 is about $10,000 a month, right? $120,000 a year, which ain't that bad, right? Starting a new career, investing in hard work, not going to bed at night until you've done at least one or two presentations, not going to bed for the at night unless you've done 15 to 20 invitations or sent the video around to 15 to 20 people or more. I mean, you can really hit a 12 this next year in 2025. And let that kind of be a starting point for your vision. Some of you, you have a vision for much more than that. Some of you, your vision is you want to retire early. You want to get out of a job that you're unhappy with, or maybe you don't have a great retirement plan or exit strategy for yourself. So let that vision and that concept of what we call legend A12 kind of be the impetus for you to build on a larger vision. And I want to end this year by kicking off the next year and just planting that seed. A16, you want to get to A16 if that's where your vision is, which you earn far more than an average of 10,000 a month. Multiply that, starting out by a factor of 5, and then go from there. But find 10 people, qualify for a 500 club, help those each one of those 10 people who you found to qualify for your own 500 club get to A6, right? That's help them earn $1,000 a month. When you do that, you're an A12. Now help those same 10 people go from A6 to A12, right? Help them find their own 10 A6s. When you do that, you're an A16. So how's that for vision, right? So anyways, that's all I'm going to say. I could probably ramble on and on and on, David. I'm excited about this next year. This last year was memorable, historic, amazing. We witnessed miracles. And I don't want to use that word lightly. They really were miracles in lots of lives of lots of people who achieved great things. And, it's all been worth it. And I cannot wait to see what 2025 holds. So what are you excited about, David?
Well, I always get a little nervous when people say how much they've grown. I haven't grown since I was 13, at least physically. And at 5'7", I'm like, how much vision can I have? But actually, my vision is pretty wide and expansive, like you say, and it really has kind of evolved, like you've talked about. I think about one of our scientists that we had down in Mexico City, Dr. Mujica. He and the other scientists at IASOTech reported on a study that they did on genomics that was very meaningful in terms of talking about the way that genomics was proven to protect the cell from challenges and things that would be toxic to it, and how it provided NRF2 activation and things, and further validated that. Also, that was very interesting is that they talked about using themselves as guinea pigs for a test. And so they recorded their own levels of oxidative stress and then went on the product and without fail showed that their oxidative stress had reduced, and that they were also surprised at some of the other biomarkers. There was some weight loss, there was some muscle gain, there was some less increases in flexibility and things like that. Now, that said, I said without fail. That's not true. Dr. Mujica, we found out, had cheated because he had actually started on genomics earlier. And in fact, one of the things that we did, and the reason that the product name Protandim came to mind is because we were comparing ourselves to that product and showed that we were much more powerful NRF2 activator.
One of the control.
But he had been on it longer than the others, and so his oxidative stress levels did not show the abrupt reduction that theirs did. But then he came clean and said, well, mine was already pretty good because I've been on the product for a while. But what's interesting, Ryan, is that when I first met him, now probably going back several years ago, at the introduction of one of our distributors, Coco Gonzalez. He's a scientist and a professor at Arizona State University. He's actually a world-renowned scientist in theoretical chemistry and nanotechnology. And so we're talking about Nerve 2 activation, and he will still say this sometimes. He'll say, wow, in talking to David, it sounded like he was a biochemist. He understood all of this thing. And the thing about it was, that's not a reflection upon me. It's a reflection upon upon our products and our science. You know, if you want to sound smart, just tell people about epigenetics and about what our products do. And you don't have to be a scientist at all. And I look forward to continuing to be at the forefront, being at a company, you know, that some people might say, you know, who's ACTIVZ? What is ACTIVZ? Well, I don't know. ACTIVZ is a company that's operating successfully in a number of international markets that has leading cutting edge products that are not available anywhere, that every single person needs. And that's pretty cool to talk about. And so speaking of talking about things as we close 2024, already many of you are probably going to parties, you're probably sending out Christmas cards, and you're probably in touch with people that maybe you're not really that closely in contact with during the year. I would encourage you that if some of those people you've talked to about ACTIVZ in the past, I suggest you do it again and let them know what you feel and what you've done, what you've seen, and the stories that you've experienced in your life and the lives of other people. And one of the reasons, frankly, that I mentioned that is that, you know, with the increase in technology, some people describe our current situation as being the most connected, the easiest to connect with technology, but the most unconnected because we stay on our phones. We don't talk to each other personally. We actually, in many ways, are less connected despite our technological advancement. And this, by the same token, there's never been more an easier availability of information, and yet more skepticism associated with the information. It's like, well, is that stuff I'm reading online really true? Is it real? Well, has there ever been a better opportunity for you to take advantage of the relationship of trust you have with others, to talk about science that is real? And you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take Ryan's word for it. But you can rely upon the studies and the plethora of science and scientists that back our studies. You can rely upon the experiences that you've had and that other people have had. And in a world where people are increasingly skeptical of online information, and even doctors and others who sometimes have their own pet ways of thinking about things, they're going to look to you to be real sources of information. And you should take advantage of that opportunity you have to share that with people. And as you do, you'll be able to provide information that will benefit not only them from a health standpoint, but from a financial standpoint, because there's still a lot of uncertainty out there. And one thing that ACTIVZ clearly does is it helps deal with uncertainty that's in people's lives because of health and financial concerns. We can offer uncertainty and stability in an uncertain and increasingly unstable world at times. And so I encourage all of us as we look back and reach out to people during 2024 and think about the presents that we're giving. We all have, you know, we're all spending a lot of time thinking about presents. And the ones that don't wear out are the ones that come attached with meaning. I received a great present the other day, Ryan, from, I don't think she intended it this way, but we had our ACTIVZ school just this past Saturday. And Jessica Molina was one of our presenters. And she gave me a great present in the source of inspiration, in the way of inspiration and courage that I'll never forget. She told me that when she was first introduced to ACTIVZ, she didn't have enough money. They were really struggling financially to even buy a pack and to enroll with a pack. And so she went to her father-in-law and borrowed the money. I can think of very few things that would be more intimidating, that would be harder to do than to go to your in-laws and say, listen, can you lend me money so that I can join a network marketing company? And and so that told me a couple of things, that not only is she very courageous, but she had a lot of faith, and that her father-in-law trusted her, and trusted her judgment and loved her a lot. And those are all great gifts. If you can give the gift of faith, love, and courage to somebody else, you should do it. And that's something that we can all do as we interact with other people. So I'm looking forward to a very successful conclusion to 2024, hit the ground running in 2025. My favorite college football team and yours had a very good season this year, and somewhat unexpectedly. And their coach said they didn't worry so much about wins and losses. They worried about the process. the practice, the things they did on a daily basis, knowing that if they did those things, that the wins would take care and the success would take care of itself. And the same thing's true. As we focus on the daily activities of building your business, of following the success guide, of reaching out to people, of following up, it may seem redundant. It seem boring. It might seem hard, but trust the process. It's been proven time and time again to be effective. So let's all trust that process. Ryan, I trust you. And I trust all the words that you've said. I trust we're all going to have a great holiday season. And Merry Christmas, everybody. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Great. Thank you, David. Merry Christmas to you too. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everybody watching this. 2024 has been a great year. I don't think I have much more to add to what you just said, other than, David, I think I speak for both of us. We really do love everybody who's in ACTIVZ. This is an ACTIVZ family. We use that term frequently, and it's never been forced. It just comes naturally. This has been a long, fun process. Well, not that long, but 7 years, and we've really grown together as an organization. So I want to thank everybody for your dedication, your commitment to yourselves, to ACTIVZ, for making this all possible. We wouldn't be here without each of you. This is very much a symbiotic relationship that corporate employees and officers have with independent distributors and entrepreneurs, right? This is and together we are involved in a movement that is going to only grow and grow and grow and reach our fingers into every country out there. You can go almost anywhere and ask them about epigenetic technology. No one knows what that is. And so it's our job, our responsibility, our honor to be the bearers of that message. And that said, guys, to accomplish great things and to realize your vision for yourself and for what you're going to do with ACTIVZ this next year, it's not vague, it's not ethereal. It can be very specific. Visualize where you want to be, who you want to be with, your lifestyle. Create a plan to get there. Reverse engineer your vision into a plan, and ultimately make your plan habitual. I have a little sign, a little picture on my wall that I used to talk about a lot, and I haven't lately, but I think it's apropos to end this year and kick off the next with this quote, because for me, it's helped me a lot in my life, and it is very simple. You cannot decide your future. You can only decide your habits, and your habits will decide your future. So that applies to your vision. You can't really decide your vision, right? How you're going to reach it, but you can decide the habits that you're going to engage with, the steps necessary to get there. And those habits and the steps that you take will consequently lead you to realizing your vision. So that said, David, great to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll see you very soon. And as always, we'll see you at the top. Take care. Have a wonderful
Bye,
December,
everybody.
wonderful holiday season. Bye.